Anticipation, anticipation is making me wait. Oh. Hi, everybody. Joe Lignor here with your tip clip of the week. Now, if you couldn't already figure it out, this week's tip clip is about anticipation. I'm not talking about the anticipation where you're waiting for the ketchup to come out of the bottle. I'm talking about the anticipation that is really a skill. It's a good life skill to develop in your children. Some kids have it already, other kids, you need to develop it. I remember my first year back here at St. Andrews, I had one particular student that year that he knew what I wanted before I knew I wanted it. He was that observant and watched what went on daily in the class, and he could predict what would happen, what I needed, what other people would need, what needed to be done, because he observed all the time. Anticipation is kind of like inferring in reading. And when you make an inference, you read what the author tells you in the story. You gather all the facts, put them in your head, and then you listen to the dialogue of the characters, what they say, how they say it at different times in the story. And then after a while, you begin to connect the dots and you see that in this particular situation, a character will say or do this. Well, it's like that in real life with anticipation, and it's a skill. It's a real skill. Some people, they never, ever develop it. But I'm always on the watch during class when the kids demonstrate anticipation. And I tell them, hey, that's a good thing. It's a skill that you need. You watched me do this, this, and that several times, and now you know that when I'm doing this, I know he's going to need that next. And you already have it, or you're ready to give the answer because you know I'm going to ask that next, because it's a pattern. You connected the dots. It sounds easy, but it's not. You have to pay attention to what's going on around you. Right away, you lose a lot of kids during that part. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Then you have to notice that there's a specific pattern to the way things are being done. You notice it that they're repeated over and over again. And now you kind of, like in reading, connect the dots. And as soon as you see one thing happen, you know what's going to happen next. So you have your hand in the air. You know what question's going to be asked. You know what the teacher's going to need next. And you're able to do those things. It's a great skill in life to have. I can remember as a child laying under the car with my dad, and he was doing work on a muffler, installing a new muffler on the car or whatever. And I watched, he had a pattern that he wanted the adjustable wrench first, and then he went to a specific size box wrench, and then he needed the hammer to break it loose because the old one was all rusted in place. And after seeing him do that a couple times, I knew what he was going to ask for next. And so I would begin handing him tools because I knew he was going to need the hammer next. He loosened it up as much as he could, and he was going to have to hack on it, beat on it with a hammer. Encourage it. When you see it happen with your kids, it's an important skill in life to have, to be able to anticipate. That means they're observant. They're watching things go on. They're making mental notes in their heads, connecting the dots, and then they can infer, forecast what's going to happen next. Anticipation. It's not just ketchup coming out of a bottle. It's an important skill for your kids to have. Guys, if you have any questions, you want to reach out, give me a comment on this video or other videos. I'd love to hear from you. jlignor at standrewschool.com. jlignor at standrewschool.com. Anticipation. Don't worry, I'm not giving up my day job anytime soon. See you guys. Have a great week. Peace, love, Bobby Sherman.